Ida sebagai ya kohi ukaya atau hayawan. Kaidah muyung ini hayawan kumita ka inal nu syaisyat ka simbun. Minisala ta kita ini ka huwau kusan ka kawas mainu nakila. Hasani umah mita mai susuau ka kawas hauhol. Isa nu ka wasalan ka ool. Sapang ima abo kusan ini ka wasal ibabawila. Isa telata kita,好来ka wasalan kusan你太平洋wad ka asang 马绍尔群岛共和国，那些个umah ka bohol mun by ka pato ahat 平方公里那闹，wasal na siya yo haida rusa ka bohol ban 平方公里kin muahil. Imamaino na ka umah bat-batoan na siya kin ibabaw rusa 公尺那闹。Isan so kusaan di sani ka wasal ibabawila hini ka kinuhmak nga apo atomal kusan hini ka 马绍尔ma ko nga peno ka kawas imamainu nak isa sapang minisala ta tikuton hini kusan ka ool asang Ukaila la siya kumita hini kusan ka ramen am shabo isa say 马绍尔 la siya yo kihihimian isa la siya kumilwa is am tatu ala am pakayda hini ka kawas isa la siya minsala isa wala pinauka hini ka video ma kumilwa is manabi ini aruma ka asang kumusa kita hini imaabo ka huwao Rai wasal 太平洋 ka lalua isa moy rai wasalangi o rai inuka ka hinadis ka wasal hini kusan 马绍尔群岛共和国 ima inaro ka tinawaan langi isa au poon ka wasal ima mainu na kini ka o Rai asang nuka rai horan ma jolo sa isa so biyaw ka palok madi ka buri nuka palok kaidah si alen isama kaidah si ano ka yekan ki yeziyo isa ko sa nuka 马绍尔 si pausa rai babih ka si alen
Wow Chongolario kana kay not chen ka chongolario enot inge enot jagain cenajal tak tolak enot cara palewaire
Rebat batoan o imasisian ka kakrangian palok kusan sapang ibasuba ka kakrangian isa no ka sa isa soma kita nila ana palok na iye kusan rai 马绍尔群岛 ma abo ila ka kinngap
Mayan cinawan lang tak rin kay. Imelak kiren ngay bacca kay ni kay nakin. Cibulang tak colom. Kira ini nuguno ko tak. Kaya mana kay kin. O ini kay rukun kar. Kille ba kay. Jangan ko. Kay ini kiya ko jalo to komar jiba. Amo ko tak koy.
Ana ima ukiktikot ka timo kusan palok masyatan no ka wasal. Rai bunar rai wasalangi pida hini ka palok isa no ka wasal isa hauro nila hamasila nanaw aroma ka hansan sengen rai wasal hini kusan no ka wasal no maiye pinakpada imahihimean ka tinimukla
Lapalakan walang lang rin kintay ang laban dukun celet kinakan ako menako kejerum menako mitin nur ka enot kinakan kina min nur ko elap tatay punya ko me ki cid nur din enot ay punya lalakan me ay punya kan mer kone ka to jan lorangan email ko na oro ko jen kiane waren pugutan ko rakar nganar lale mi jalan pa 马绍尔群岛共和国和来太平洋外山边哈哈嘎巴巴多哈塞嘎乌乌。
wasal kin muahil rusa kabohol ban pinfang kong li umah aha kabohol mun may kaspato aha pinfang kong li nanaw inakawas sa wahor hiniray hora majolo nakhito imatulia ray wasal ma shower chun dao sisian ka umah kin ibabaw rusa kong chidanaw ako'y ka tasnanan hawahan wasalila uka ka umah uka ka numputi abu nuka imatirakis ki bayos kuh ngapen Sabi hini ka wasal may susuwaw ibabaw ila. Paspan ka kinaat kumusya. Inalay ijojosan tabin ray erding ipati na umeh. Sabi hini ka wasal ibabaw may kaspat kong fen. O kaila hini ray masawar chuntaw yung ibabaw 13 kong fen. Alikahila ima ibabaw ka wasal kusaan hini ka masawar chuntaw may susuwaw ka sa buo nila no ka wasal.
Global warming is already in the front door. It is something that is very hard to discuss with Marshallese people. It's hard to tell someone that your island will disappear 50 or 30 years from now. How do you tell someone that?
Moy ray horan say sa so ka kulkuring ay binlangan siya am tumkaw ka ralom siya am ukikram inakinian imakayda num tumkaw ka ralom isama no ka masawar to iya hunah ngayla amin aw ka umah ki tinawan kayda kay syautan no ka wasal pinas kayda hini ka dinakal Nakini pinas kaidah ka dinakal su wasal ibabaw ding 5公尺 kaidah numin aw ka rahuran. O kaila ana dinakal hay siya ampas kaidah amnak ino umalawat hiniray masaw er chuntaw sabe ka umah.
Land is very important for Marshallese. It is our identity. It makes who you are. So it's a very difficult choice for Marshallese to pick what island, what land you should prioritize and protect from the ocean.
Pulit ejani royo im alabawan im rojala chenea ngana chun alap ejala kachin watu boundary anan chimun rongair pa elange morge island ke kumulakwa chunin kachid eba elap ken awalip jang chala iwagin chena jatalangana erna iwawene erna pagin kejirma jale government are ne jataliala kain gain
Masor hay siya tanikas pangan ang kumalahang ka umah iwan na siya no umah ima us ka kinita su uur sa utan no kawasal say masaw ka kuh ngapen no kakawas am rawila ray umah iwan minahal na siya am ukaila ka umah ki kaspangan kin iyahan
training imijan magid pujinar me perlu USA emi jadi ngaran barroldo aga pelen matan mingo ginar mejre chino lamnagi chino yamagit.
The activities of larger developed nations are affecting those like ours, but we have a strong position, the government and the people of the Marshall Islands. We don't want to leave. We don't want to be climate change refugees, neither. But we always have to prepare for the worst.
Am walwala pinakawhay no kakawas masawar to iya hubang ka kapatawaw rusa sinraho ido imasubal ang pakhonreng ka umah ray rusa siyan munasab tinal umah Kabuhol% ang umano hini ka 再生能源 ahat na naw hini nu ka sasod ang babasad ka dingki nu majolo hini ka wayan ka dingki isa nu ka tuiya ma kumilwais ang umano hini ka 太阳能 balay-balay ang pauka ka bido.
The plan is to use as much as less fuel that we can and use and generate power from solar and other renewable energy sources. There are many ways the government helps people buying or having their own solar. One is when you import solar, it's tax-free. The government does not impose the 8% duty tax, so it's exempted. Another one is that in the outer islands, the government has provided to every household, that's more than 3,000 households, with solar home systems. Rooftop solar, floating solar. It shows what the steps that we need to take before we get to installing big solar on the islands. So those are the things that I think my government has been successful in developing and showing to the world. Now it's just a matter of trying to get the assistance from the big partners and from the global community in helping us follow these plans through.
Ukik no katuiya ka kinilwais say masaw la siyama tumalam may kinraman ang wala ka bido. Palonol ka masaw isa arasyon no ka bay isa rewasal babaw. Palono sikusa kara no ka kaspengan no ka masaw iwan maiyah ki wasal al-alihan. Ahadahan no ka masaw tumucho 协会 kumilwais ang tumiitol hini ka kaspengan kay may palono ang walwala pinauka nung sasod.
That has always been our advantage, is that Marshallese navigators have been able to use this and also to preserve the canoe for so long. But because of modern transportation, you have the outboard engine, it's replacing the canoe, which we understand, it's faster. It only takes 2 seconds, you just crank it up and you start it. With the canoe, you need wind, you need the weather to be perfect for you to use it. We're hoping that this project could be the spark that leads the Marshallese people back to their ways. Because, for example, in many islands outside of Majuro, price of fuel is $15 a gallon, US dollar, 1 gallon. Minimum wage is $30. So you see that imbalance. How do people make enough money to just go from one place to another? You cannot do that, but you have no choice.
Kumita hini ka kakrangian paspeng ka pinagkasabo hini say masaw imawaswasa ka tinalbahaw hini pinauka ukikusa babaw imawaisan paspeng ka sinapeno ka 世界银行 Ray 2020 tinalumeh sabeh pinauka ka bido am haida 3300万千吨 o kailahin ni Ray 马绍尔群岛共和国 pinauka 110千吨 kita anki sabeh pinauka ka bido o kikpay 1/4 yo am sapang minisala tati ko tun no kawasal am ibabaw lang.
Marshall Islands doesn't really contribute to climate change. Because we're a tiny speck of sand in the Pacific. So if we do contribute anything that ruins our atmosphere, it's very small. But we're one of the first nations to feel it. So even if let's say all of Marshall Islands decide to go solar energy, it won't really make a difference. But what we're saying is that it can be a model for other places to follow.
I and my grandson were sitting outside on the ocean side of my house. and it was a high tide, and the waves keep on coming in over the reef, and then finally my grandson spoke up and said, "Hey, Grandpa, don't you think we ought to move? The waves are really coming in on shore," and they were coming close to my porch. And I said, "Well, where should we move? We have no place to move. We have no higher ground."
Nakini sa masao nak ino wakit ka kinuhngap no kakawas hunah ngaila shura roton hini radiang hego no kawas lasya kumilwa is manabi no aroma sinra ho kita atomal hini pinakaw hay no kakawas.
We want to show to the world that although we're very tiny, we have very limited resources. We don't have a lot of money, but we are fighting, and we are fighting to stay in our islands.
The world continues to practice the same behavior, same actions. There is not much change. It's not keeping up with what needs to be done to control the atmosphere, the warming of the world, the ocean, and so on. So we need to do more to make sure that the 1.5 degrees that we all agreed to in Paris is kept and is maintained. So I think more need to be done.
Ukik manabi no aroma no kamasao rai kapatawa makumilwa is ka pinasatore yo am hobang no kamaalran am paksa horo no sabe kusan kinbadaan no kamasao.
It's very difficult to negotiate with very skillful people who come from advanced countries. So I think that's why I'm saying education is important, so that our people can think, can analyze better. We need to know and be able to see into the future what will be the impact on our people, on our environment, on our culture, because those are the important things for the Marshallese people.
There is no one silver bullet that will address all the concerns here in the Marshall Islands, but tourism industry is one surefire way of improving our economy, improving the quality of life here. One of the upsides of tourism is bringing in people so that they can learn and see what it is that we're going through. As a small nation, these are the problems that we have. We have a small voice in the global stage. We're a population of 42,000 in country, but I believe that we have made a name for ourselves in recent years being climate change warriors.
Sinaba no kamasao doya so kawas ukik pakai dahi so sapi kabohol tinal uma hini kusang ka ool kawasal am ibabaw rusa kongchi iwan hini ka ool am sabu ilasabe hini kusang rai Taipingyang ka ool ana ukik kaida ka kapaididaan sisian ka kakrangyan kumita hini ka ool ka sabu nila lasya kaini himian kumilwa is am wakit hini ka pinakawhay no kakawas no kasay masawar na siya imaus-us kayin adam maiwan no umeh raro kikin iiyahan imaus-us ka kinita ni kaya tao pinatulotol. Rai rusasien la beto sa hatinal uma haurai kap na misa no ga New Zealand kusan bala wanganui isa kusan rai umah mita sapang minisa la binekal hini kusan ka kapak me imahing haki me yeh kusan ka bala hini ma no ka sa isa so ka maudi tato ala minsalal kabuhol munasab tinal umah ka pinatawawan lasya mailat od am tumi itol ka kaspengan hini kusan sapa hupang hin adam kinita nuka Maori si pausa re kas pengan nuka tuiya isayo maunhal ki kamama azam hubang ka kapatawaw kumilwais ay nahahal no kakyakalia ki imakaita ka ausa no wala kumilwais.
We have a saying that is, mai te kā ui maunga ki Tangaroa, kuau te awa, ko te awa kuau. From the mountains to the sea, I'm the river and the river is me.
Yako bala ma yako. Hini haka pinayakai kusan sa New Zealand Maori ki bala imamaunhal iya isama mas kanila kusan bala wanganui isabi nekel ka kapakme hini ka kaspengan.
And in the history of our river and of our mountain, the river comes from the sky and was a teardrop that descended from the sky upon the land and through the course of time and history made its way towards the ocean, and that is our river, Te Awa Tupua, Te Awa o Wanganui.
Wanganui bala kusan rusasian la bedo sa becu hatina luma siwa nuka New Zealand 国会 ka kaspengan hin adam nuka bala sumiwa hini ka wanangui bala inalai himbasadan moy rai wasal imahaida ka iya ki ma iya haida imahingha ka kapakme pinama ka huaw ki kapatawaw. Hasian may kaspat ka bohol mo daspat tinal umah say ingko kamamialawa kisay Maori maskan ka kinat kusang kway tang yo ukay papailat ot paaw hay ka kin iiyahan no ka bala yo umalapaw no ka Maori ray bala umano ka kapakme num iiya.
I think it was around 1880 was when they started to get rid of the pātuna, our historic fishing weirs. And then 1885, they introduced new non-native fish into the river. And then you carry on 1891, the Coal Mine Act gave the Crown the legal rights to the riverbed. And then, a series of legislation has really deliberately tried to disconnect Māori, us Wanganui Māori, to our river.
Aran kamamialawa ka bala nga tangata tiaki o Wanganui kakbadaan hinensi tua ini manabi pinandraan imaminsala ka bohol munasab tinal ubah ang tatu ala say Maori nak ino balay-balay pauka ka ramo hesya ang pain itol kakaspengan.
As part of our journey, we have in New Zealand what's called the Waitangi Tribunal, where we can take our claims of injustice. And in 1992, our iwi, our people, took the claim for the Wanganui River to the Waitangi Tribunal. All of our old people, some of them you see up there in those pictures, up there on the wall, some of them went to the Waitangi Tribunal. We had hearings here on our marae, and they talked about the hurt and injustice that had occurred through the acts of the settlers, through the acts of the Crown. And those hearings produced a report, the Wanganui River report, from the Y168 from the Waitangi Tribunal. And that report in its findings held that Wanganui has always held its relationship with the Wanganui River, and in relation to what a court would find tantamount to ownership.
Inalay ahasian may kaspat ka bohol mun sa basyo hatinal umah Maori may kapatawaw ki kaspengan paksakla kayin adam mahrarang ki kamamialawa am humubang ka kaspengan imamailat os Maori.
So the first value, ko te awa te matapuna o te ora. recognises the river as the source of well-being for everybody. The second one, mai te kahui maunga ki Tangaroa, from the mountains to the sea. The next one, ko au te awa ko te awa ko au. I am the river and the river is me. And the last one, nā manga iti, nā manga nui, e hono hono kawana, ka tupu hei awa tupua. All the small streams and all the big streams come together to form one collective, hei awa tupua.
Tanikas pengan kusan hin adam no kabala say wangang nui la siya mas kanila hini no malahang ka kapatawaw isa no ka say wangang nui ki tu iya ap na aha haida ka kamamiyan lawa no bala am sumina ka kapakme isa haida sabusyo aha ran hini ka mamatawaw isa maunhal am maskan ka kapatawaw no bala.
And so in a legal context, the Wanganui River has what you call a potupua. And the potupua, they are the voice, the face of the river itself. And so Te Kōpuka create the strategy. Wanganui descendants, everyday uri, like myself and my cousins and all of us, our job is just to keep being the river. Like I am the river and the river is me. We just keep going out there and being our river self. And, you know, ngā tangata tiaki administrate the river. That's their job. There's key roles and, to play in.
Kamaarahan no kin iiyahan kusan kitai hi ashpatea siya kumilwais no imahabahan ang pangsakla hini no kabala ka kinraman kikin iiye no iini ki inatumi itolila ka kaspengan ni siyama haida inukikingha ka kinita.
What the Act essentially from my personal perspective has done is it has brought people closer to our perspective as uri, as descendants of the river. It's meant we've always known there's a direct connection between our wellness and the river's wellness. And the Act just presented another opportunity for non-Māori to go, whoa, they've created a law about this, it must be significant. And so now non-Māori are more and more becoming curious and wanting to understand what is this. It must be frickin' awesome if it's been enshrined in law.
So you can go on the water, and you can do your business. But if you're wanting to build a jetty or touch the bed of the river in any shape or form, then you must come and have permission to do that. Oh, there's a company who wants to set up water bottling just over there. And in the last 2 years, they've applied for consent to do that, and our people are objecting to it, because they believe that the water is coming from the groundwater interaction with our river.
Kaspengan itulod nila kapag malubihila ray Māori, haisani Māori sasay katinal umiwo kapalono, mati maainola hini ka te matatini, ang pagsakla ka wais no ka bala, ang patasilotor no ka Māori ki bala ka kin iiye.
It's called the Tira Hoiwaka. It's held every year, and it's for descendants of the Wanganui River. And so we paddle from the top of the river to the bottom. It takes about 2 weeks, and during that time we stay along marae. The Tira Hoiwaka allows us to connect with others all along the river. It allows our children to also grow up in their Wanganuitanga.
The whole campaign is very different. It was more focused around wānanga and trying to reconnect or relearn what way or what ways we wanted to represent the river, and not just sticking to a particular way. Keeping in mind that rivers flow all types of ways, and there are always many differences of how you can portray a story. So learning that and being able to stand alongside family to represent all different parts is so beautiful and powerful.
It's our natural waterway that guides and protects us. It's where our people ate and drank from. It's where our people continue to swim. It's where we connect. What can I do to ensure that it is healthy and well? Is to continue to show the appreciation and love that I have for it through my whānau, through my hapu, and through our iwi.
Umitol ka kaspengan kusan ka kisalayan am sumiwan ka sisinra ho ka kin iieh ki umah isa kusan umah nunak haida ka kapakme isa kaspengan ka tuiya pakshakla ka sa sisinra ho ka kinita masuba ka sinarak kusan mak kaida nu imakumilwa is am tumalba ka kapakme ka sisinra ho kusan Taiwan ka sarolan ni ukaya tau pinatulotol. No rusa线上面好说不定那rumah ini kusan ka 太平洋艺术节是的hila ta sana bi masubah ka pinatawaw isa rai ha hila no ka shawe I sabushi ila sabushi ha hila didim anan ini kusan ka Paluno am kas abot rai ka intanian kamasasbong hini kamamatawaw no ka shawe I ki inay paspaso asang hini ka kamamatawaw minremreme raruto nila rai wasalangi isa so kumita hiya hini kusan ka Paluno kas abo ila isa sasaih ka kamamatawaw la siya kumilwa is ang paksaglaw no imahabaan ino nakaka kaspengan kikin iiye Babaw sera horai Shawe I kusan rai wasalangi bada ka pinatol sai kuke 群岛 Lasiano pinastai 太平洋艺术节 kusan Paluno am kas abo rai ka intanian am tal awan
Beautiful island or beautiful country. Always when we travel, any Cook Island team that travels overseas, that is one of the most significant songs that we sing in Mania. Represents all of us, the Cook Islands. Yeah, so that's a very important song, very significant to our country.
Lasia am sasbong inunaka ka Paluno kas abo sai kuke 群岛 inakinian ka Paluno sikusa maru-maru atwa kusan kinalahang kasamiyan Isa hini ang pastaay, isa hahil madi ka inakinian ka Paluno o kaila ina New Zealand ka Maori la siya maras inunaka ka Paluno.
Oh, those prayers are calling on all our ancestors to come and help us today, all the ancestors of this land, and going through the genealogy of all our ancestors from the time of that our world was created until today. So it's calling on I call all their names to be here with us today on the beach and on the water when we sail out there today.
Kay dahila ka tinalawan, didimaanan hinsabusyo aha Paluno kas abo ila.
而像你可以看到海面上呢，已经有船只是行驶到这个库阿洛这边来了。而当船只抵达之后呢，这些夏威夷主办方都请来了小孩来做一个传统的迎接仪式。而有些代表团呢，他们其实也会透过歌声来做呼应。
Aharan sa Fuho Jedao, Lasiano ka pinatol, ang paksagla no katatini ka kimbawan, kiray Fuho Jedao, hinikusan na siya ka kiniiyahan ka himbasadan.
Scansing when the waves comes in the land, it takes the people out and kills them in the houses. It destroys everything. So this was the place Hiva that we came before and we arrived to the island. And this traditional part is in our oral tradition, and we have danced it just before.
But our particular va'a ceremony is one that's meant to follow traditional Hawaiian protocols to assure that when the va'a arrive on shore, they're greeted properly, then the dignitaries are taken to their particular places properly, and then when the actual protocol commences, that protocol is done properly as well.
Sa Taiwan, may bil putngor. Tahtahukin ka yuan minghui kasna itol isa sinsinraho umuoila no wasal yok kishbao.
我们愿意来这边彼此分享我们彼此的丰盛，就如我们曾经丰盛，你们丰盛，那今天是一个聚。
Paspaso aha asang ka palono sa raroror putngor ra shawei i nu imasapi mai kaspatina umah ka Taipingyang 艺术节 multical ka kapatawaw paspaso aha ran ukay huna samet ang paksakla na siya kakin iiyahan makaidah sa saspong ka hatawan ni ukayataw pinatulutol. Sahpe may kaspatinal umahin ka pinastaay kusan Taipingyang 艺术节 ray hahilano ka shawei i sabusi ilas labador rusa hahila ka ayalahoan hayda inay fasu pori ni siya ka kamamatawaw imararam ki kamama azam manabeh kumusa hini kusan ray ka wasalan ni ray Taipingyang imamay nunak hini kusan ka palono ba'a lasea ang paskira hini rai UNESCO กุ山嘎热热rai 非物质文化遗产 lasea manabi kumusa กุ山 hini ka palono ma กุ山 rai kawasalan sapang ima sili hini kusan na siya ka kinita ininunak yo hini kusan sapang hini rai kawasalan rai Taipingyang hayda ima hini kusan ka hin adam ki sapang ka sinarak. Nung pinatol, multical ka kapatawaw. Anak ko saan pinatol, kapahrarangan mahingha, hahil no palono. Sa pori ni siya, maskan hini kapahrarangan. Isa no sa kawasalan Taipingyang, kusan kapalono, ang pakas-abo la UNESCO, hini kusan ka raro no 非物质文化遗产。 Nuka imararam kusan ka palono si kusa umah ang paksakla hini kusan nuka palono isa ang pasial hini say kawasalan ka maiya hini imasubae ka sinarak kung sa hini ray kawasalan imahahingha ka kimbadaan kin iya hidaba nuka kusan imakakuway hini ka umah palono ang lumaladem.
We know what's happened when one nations and one state will be capable to dominate the other people. We have no army, we have no fortune, money. Yeah, what we have is our identity. If we can make our identity real, very, very, very strong to be one nation, only one nation, that you can maybe defend also our people and our next generation.
Kinita no ka kamata turu-turuhi Edgar kumusa uki kusa amin na nao ka palono hinima amay sinarang no ka say kawasalan ang manabi kaida ang babi ka inalapaw. Edgar kumusa aroma ka ool isa apisin no ka to sinraho ki aroma ka maalapaw isa kaida heda ka palono isa am rumutod ka wais no ka asang.
When we want to protect the depth of the ocean, some of the island of the states in the Pacific want to extract the mineral of the maybe they don't agree with that's one of the main difficult I suppose, but we must do it.
Hini kapatawaw babaw amanran kinita no ka imararam kumusa ramen am tatu ala ki kusan hini ma liabo kamanadip ki kusan no ka shinra ho am tatu ala uka ilala siya kumusa am haisia mehrang ki sai ka wasalan am kumim imasapang subae ka imahingha ka kinita ni ukayataw pinatulotol Rai asang so haida kahatas numreo kawai ki aural anahia ma ya hinatas. Sa uwad mitang ka sinsinra ho hinikusan kahin adam num tumauan humatas ido ma haida imakarpa ka kinraman. Isa tala ilahao rai sinju kusan ka kispahan Tsinghua 大学 takita hini haida aha ka hinatas imahingha ki Taipei 101 imahingha kayin Adam nung puti hini ka laliw ka tinauan. Kusa hini no ka pinuyumayan ka rarutonan no ka kamualay. Hini ma sapang haida no ka pinuyumayan na siya kahin Adam am tumauan am humatas nung puti ka laliw. O sumuay hini ka laliw isa ray hinatas babaw ki wahor haida to ka kalihukan hini ka tinauan. Sumuay ka laliw isa kaidah pauka ka imawawili. Kaidah hindi kusan ka rarutonan no ka kamualay am ukay kalbal. Isa ni kinasasangan hauray Taitung kusan puyuma imahaydaila lampel tinal umeh ka pintiwasaw kusan pakumawan babihin nila hinima syaklaan kumusa ray asang am tachilotor hini ka kaspengan inano imatatu ala ki kaspengan. Nung ka Tsinghua 大学 kamamatawaw nung sinsinra ho sasay ka tinal umah maskan aha hini ka inalingo nung tumurture ki lambado sabusi ka siningudaw no tatini ki inalingo kusan pinahrarang no kinraman nung ka sinsinra ho. Tapi isa hini haidayla supat ka inalingo nung tumurture ki mun sabusyo aha ka pinahrarang ka inalingo. Hini hatinal umah nung tumurture ka inalingo. Isa kusan no ka pinuyumayan ka rarutonan no ka kamualay kusan takuban.
我们少年会所它是一个高脚屋的一个架构，可以从它的这个整体结构可以看到，它旁边有非常多的侧支去维持它的平衡。它侧支跟它的那个屋顶的呈现的其实是一个三角形的一个状态，它的力是整个是往下的，这样子去顶，这样去绕。然后但是我们在这样子在吹的时候，它还是有可能是会有移动或者地震的时候有移动的状况。中间的地方他们就是用竹子去作为一个倒三角，去做一个带子。 然后就用藤去绑起来，这个袋子中间有放大石头。
这个长官被非常大的台风吹的时候，它不会很轻易的倒下去啊，会让那个长官稳住。
我们在谈原住民族传统文化的时候，我觉得不要一直在执着说哦，传统好像就是落伍的。 不是，应该去了解说这个传统它真正的意涵是什么。部落那边的少年会所的。
Pinag-ibabaw ka tinauan wahor kusan to ka kalihukan. Kain no ka pinuyumayan kusan pagkarekas. Iwan ang pag-es-es. Hinima sapang no ka pinuyumayan ka tinauan. Imasubay ka kaer. Isa sumuay ka laliw. Isa tinauan hinibabaw ki wahor ka to ka kalihukan. Kaidah kay lalenges isa ka rarutonan no ka kamualay maam ukay kalbal sa uwat no ka pinuyumayan hinikusan hin adam tumauan ang puti ka laliw mahingha tinauan hiniray Taipei kusan iling italo nung puti ka laliw.
那这个结构在目前来说有个专有名词啦，叫调谐质量阻尼器。事实上，在这个我们101那个大楼上头也有一个。那它的原理其实很简单，它现在有2个质量啊，一个是底下挂的， 一个是上头的，一个主要的结构往右动，那底下的球往左动，就会阻止那个主要的结构动的幅度了。
我觉得我们原住民族天生就是科学家，我们是天生的科学家，因为我们要遇到多少的问题，而且都在大自然里面，我们要自己解决，所以我们天生就是科学家。
Rai nu katatini kakin iyahan sa horo hini imanuna kakin raman maikin tature lumaladam nu kasa sinsinraho kakin raman ki isa hini kakin raman kaida pasilotor hini kakas pengan ka iido isa haisani kakas pengan mak kaida maunhal pakas abo nu kasa sinsinraho ki hin adam ki kinita kumui sumli kakin raman ka sinsinraho kaida hini rai Taiwan dima rai sapang paksa uwad paksapang hini ka sa sinsinraho manran
跟国际老人怎么领导他们的团体来吸收过去的老人的那个所知道的，来应用在新的那个少年的团体，这样的话，这个早晚能够永续能够持续下去，去发展少年的精神文化。
你有kaya tao pinatulutol. Takita hini kakawas liman karial kusan Josan ki sosi anahay no maam humamam umadaw. So hila nila hini kusan tinubiwa inuralan maam hururay la suiti. O kailaray kapainah puan ki kapnabaan ki hauray ool hang trempan tao mahay siya makaha mashahay hini ka aural. Isa ka kindikdika hilaan anahay no hini kusan kawas maamdikdika tisai. So kaslatar bawa matawaw pagkaida puti hini kusan ka hahilao il ako'y hini ka ralom ya adam hini pinakawhay no ka kindikdika. Isa rumaol isoon kumita hini kusan ka YouTube ki FB isa kim hini kusan ka 原视新闻网maras isoon kumita sa pang imasaso imaalika hini ka huwaw simbun. Isa sumuyo kumita hini ka huwaw simbun hayda inakinuan ka kinita makaida pawai ka lalaka hini rai 0800-512-600 maalo ita sa isyat yakohi ukay pil awat.